Hey, this is Sal.
And I'm Sue. We're the owners of DiPisa Subs. We're happy to bring you Brother Wease on the Rizzo and Jeff Show.
Brought to you by DiPisa Subs, 196 Court Street.
Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 3.
Don't forget, we are bringing back the Sub of the Month sub card, starting in October.
Now enjoy Brother Wease on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Brought to you by DiPisa Subs.
Open every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 3. On Facebook at DiPisa Subs.
Well, Jeff, today is the day.
It is.
It's the big day.
Yeah, it's the day that some people have been talking about. We've been getting messages, good and bad.
Good.
More good.
More good. Yeah.
More good. The political Pete's come out.
I'm going to ask him about that too.
It's been in, it's been in the trades.
Yeah.
That Brother Wease going to be joining the show coming up in just a little bit.
We wanted to come on a little early. I don't know if this is good or bad because I know that we usually come on and then the audience builds around 7. So I'm really hoping that this works out. But I do want to ask Brother Wease a few things. First of all, why in the actual hell do people? I didn't realize the amount of people who, got real political when he was involved. It was ridiculous. Wease is coming up in just about 15 minutes. We're early, so make sure you're sharing. We want to get some people on here. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was a bit of a barrage of that stuff.
Yeah.
And the messages were just kind of flying in with ridiculous kind of stuff, Antifa things.
Oh my God!
All kinds of
ask
things
about that.
And I just couldn't believe it. And they've been pretty consistent with some stuff since we announced that he was coming on. But it's pretty cool. He immediately, when we asked him, and I had brought it up to you, and I said, "What do you think?" And then you go, "Oh, you know what? Is iHeart going to let will they yada yada yada, all those types of things?" And he was totally game to come on. So
well, and I think that's the one thing that kind of like got me. I really thought that he would, and I thought that maybe he would put up a little bit more of a fight. For those of you, again, I know it's early. I know we're coming on a lot earlier than we usually do, but make sure you're sharing this video because Brother Wease will be joining us live around 6:45. As a matter of fact, I'll text him. I can't. I'll text him from here, and I'll tell him to call around 6:45, 6:50.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's a little tequila loose.
Yeah.
I like a tequila loose Wease.
Yeah, a tequila Wease would be nice.
Wease, yeah.
Yeah. Now, where you think he'll answer all of our questions? I heard him on the air say I might not be able to answer everything honestly.
Okay, and I understand that. Nobody wants to be sitting in the position that we're sitting in. So,
no.
So I think you play some of the stuff kind of close to the vest. But we'll ask him the questions. It's up to him. He can plead the fifth.
He can plead the fifth.
He can pull a Donald J. and plead the fifth and do whatever he's got to do. But we'll ask some questions, and it's not all going to be.
That's right.
Just backing him into a corner with chat about,
Radio 95.1.
Yeah.
So let's do this. As it takes a couple minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes for Facebook to put out. Brother Wease is going to be joining us. Our friends at DiPisa Subs are sponsoring this entire video and the podcast. And I wanted to say thank you because we went there. I've been there before with Baby and June there. They're delicious. We have some cannolis.
Oh, yeah.
Some subs.
I love a cannoli hookup.
I love a good cannoli hookup.
When you get a cannoli hookup, you're set.
Speaking of, though, again, make sure you're sharing this video. Brother Wease will be on this show to say whatever the hell Brother Wease wants to say coming up in about 10 minutes or so. But first, a big shout-out to our friends at DiPisa Subs.
This is Sue at DiPisa Subs, 196 Court Street. We have authentic Italian subs in a nice, friendly atmosphere where we treat everybody like family. Each month is a new specialty sub, which offers ingredients that we don't normally have in shops. So make sure you stop on in. Try it while you can. DiPisa Subs, we're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. We offer breakfast and lunch all day long. Stop on in on your way to work and grab a bacon, egg, and cheese. Don't support the fast food restaurants. Stop on into DiPisa, small family-owned shop.
That's right, Jeff. DiPisa is our friend Sal, our friend Sue.
Yep.
They own it. Delicious. Pretty excited about them sponsoring this video and the podcast, too.
Yeah, look, you hear about places that have subs. Everybody's got a spot, yada, yada, yada. No, this is the spot. Yes, for sure.
So I'm thinking about, and obviously we'll talk about DiPisa's as the show progresses and through the podcast, but what do you think? He's unpredictable this week.
He is.
He's an unpredictable guy.
Yeah, and
a little nervous, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and look, he has a tendency to just rip and go.
He does,
which is kind of a good thing.
He does,
and we have some questions, some personal, some not.
Yeah,
that we kind of want to ask him about a little bit and kind of see maybe where things changed with us and how the change
what he sees,
how the change is working with him. And what's the future of things if there's...
We just got a text from the Wease man himself. Yeah, he said, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and what's the future of things if there's people like us that can't hang on because of certain things.
Well, and I'll say to him, I mean, when he, started out, it seems like there is this generational divide in radio. I'll see if he sees. I'm going to ask him, too, what he thinks, honestly, straight up about us being fired and what he thinks about working with his wife. For those of you that are tuning in, make sure you share this video. It takes about 15, 20 minutes because Brother Wease will be coming on shortly, so make sure you get out there and get it on there. But I'd be curious as to see, if he likes working with his wife. I know, I mentioned baby hands, and, I spent a lot of time with her. I don't know if I could go to work with her, too. You know what I mean?
To just kind of, get her, would it be just getting her to understand the craft of things and doing all that? Or I don't think that she would want to, first off.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She wouldn't mind a nice 7-8 hour break from you.
Yeah.
After all this time together,
Yeah. No. Although I will say, Doreen sounds really good. She's going to be on the show as well with us. I'd be interested to see what Doreen and how she feels about kind of stepping into that co-host role. That's not an easy role. I mean, we have kind of a system.
Yeah.
It's different when it's your partner, I would think.
Well, I think, and once you kind of take it over and it's just a couple of people there and you become the kind of the co-host of things.
Yeah.
It's important that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Now, and you're not just popping in, once in a blue moon. On a daily basis, you got to come up with the content and things that are kind of relevant. But that time of the day is a little bit of a different time of the day, too. So I want to ask him how he thinks the reaction's been and things of that nature.
Well, I wonder if he looks at it or he will look at it. Does he look at it as kind of a slap in the face? Is he happy? What does he think? You know what I mean?
Our buddy Jimmy Croft, he said, the pizza sounds so good, only you would.
I'll tell you what.
And it is delicious.
It is, and you know how picky we are about food. I am, and by the way, everyone make sure, Brother Wease is coming up very shortly. We're talking about 10 minutes, so make sure you share. I want to make sure that there's a lot of, there's going to be, I know a ton of people, especially downloading the podcast, but I'm conflicted about this because I'm worried about the political people that are going to be coming on.
Oh, they're going to be there for sure.
I'm worried about it. And I've blocked a few.
Okay,
but, the political Pete's, I don't understand what having, and this is how I'm looking at it, maybe I'm wrong, a Radio Hall of Famer, a legend on this podcast helps us. Okay, how and what that has to do with politics, I'll never understand.
Yeah, I just think that I think things changed several years ago when it came to politics, and then it just became an obsessive. It's not for everybody. Not everybody obsesses about it. I'll get up every morning. I watch the news like an old man.
Yep.
I make sure that I know what's going on in the world.
Yep.
I try to do all those kind of things, but I don't turn around, take all of that, you know, and I look at both sides, and then boom, make it something completely political.
Brother Wease is going to be on this show in less than 10 minutes, okay? So make sure you're liking and sharing. And a big shout-out to our friends at DiPisa Subs. They sponsor this podcast. You got to check them out. There's a link on this video. You can click it, go to their website, go to their Facebook. We went and saw Sal and Sue, the owners. Awesome people, by the way.
Hey, this is Sue, part owner of DiPisa Subs. Here at DiPisa, everything is fresh. You can find our daily specials specials and monthly specials on our Facebook page, DiPisa Subs. You can find us at 196 Court Street inside the parking garage. Check us out on our Facebook, DiPisa Subs.
You know, speaking of, and seriously, they were so close to the radio station, and they are right there by Bausch and Lomb. It's right on Court Street. Delicious, right there. That's the place to get food. It is funny because you were showing me something,
and I want to ask Wease this.
Because he is he a known Democrat? He is, right?
Yeah.
He's a known liberal.
Yeah, sure, but we got a problem.
Okay.
We got a problem in the White House, and it ain't the president. According to this story. Now, you could believe that it is, obviously. He had a little tumble today on Air Force One.
He had a tumble again?
He had a
Biden's
step,
tumbling?
He had a step tumble a little bit today.
Yeah.
So he was over in Michigan for the strikes and stuff. So, but this is an important question.
Yeah, Brother Wease coming up in just mere moments. I'll be honest with you. I'm nervous. I am.
Why?
You know, because I don't know if how much he's going to say, and who knows? Maybe we find out he doesn't like us. What's going on? Make sure you guys are sharing this video, and if you want to ask a question, make sure you send some stars, and you go and you check out our friends at DiPisa Subs.
Yeah.
But
stars for questions.
Stars for questions.
So you shoot them, and we'll ask.
Giddy excitement. He works long hours. Yes, that's right. Salutations. Sean is back. We got a lot of people back. He lost his phone. By the way, real quick, just a quick thing before Wease comes on. Daddy Jeff totally bombed this week. All of his picks were fucking wrong. The Cowboys. Total upset. Yeah. All right, I'm going to ask Wease because Wease, I know he's a Bills fan, but I got a feeling down there with his rich buddies, he likes the Dolphins.
No, I don't think he likes the Dolphins. And by the way, after the Dolphins dropped 70, the Bills are favored this week. 2.5.
Against the Dolphins?
Yeah, so I want to ask him about that, if he's buying into that being down there, so he knows, and what it's like for, everybody that's a Dolphins fan, for sure.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, I mean, he was talking about, and I've been listening. By the way, I like him on his new time. I do. I'm going to ask him how he really enjoys it, how he enjoys working with his wife. And again, if you're just tuning in, I know it's just coming out to some people like Joanne, Judith, stuff like that. Make sure you're sharing this video. No squish the fish. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you with Tua healthy, and I think Wease, who is coming up in a few minutes, will agree. Going to get their ass kicked.
Yeah, I
do. I just think it is what it is.
I don't know. This feels like a letdown game for Miami. You come off such that big high of 70 points. It's like it's hard to live up. I mean, if they go in and roll the Bills, then they're the real deal for sure.
Yeah, oh, shit. All right, Ray. Okay, thanks. You didn't have to do that, man. Did you guys see no, I'm coming to Buffalo for the game. Oh, this is Josh. Josh is the guy who held up that sign for DeMar Hamlin.
For Cincy.
In Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. Oh, shit. What's going on? And again, Ray, what do you want to know from Brother Wease?
Yeah.
Everyone who's watching, what do you want us to ask Brother Wease?
Yep.
Okay.
You shoot stars, your question gets to the front of the line.
You shoot stars, your question gets to the front. Brother Wease is a mere moments away. I don't know if he's going to call in 1 minute. I don't know if he's going to call in a few minutes. But to ask Doreen about the old Calcutta picture of Wease on stage schmoop out. All right. Baby Hands, can you bring me a pen, dear? So I can write these down. So we got old Calcutta picture. Brother Wease coming up in just a moment. What's up, John? Make sure you're sharing this video. By the way, one more time, this is, I can't say enough about him, but you know most everything about him. Well, thank you, Ray. I'll say this. Old Calcutta picture. I just got to, thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Brother Wease coming up in any moment now. Make sure you're sharing. I want to get as many people on here. This Brother Wease is brought to you by our good friends at DiPisa Subs, and pretty excited because he seems like a punctual Pete.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
We went and saw Sue and Sal, by the way, and let's see. I'm writing down this old Calcutta thing. But as we get to Brother Wease here,
We here at DiPisa Subs, a small family-owned business, we're extremely excited to announce Brother Wease with the Rizzo and Jeff Show. And now here's Brother Wease, brought to you by DiPisa Old World Submarines. Come on in and try something to eat. 196 Court Street, inside the Court Street parking garage, or on Facebook at DiPisa Subs.
I just got the text that he's calling.
Okay.
So I wanted to make sure that we got that. And again, DiPisa's Old World Subs on Court Street, delicious. We have some cannolis, got the shirts here for DiPisa Subs. How about you go in and try DiPisa Subs, huh?
How about that, Jimmy? I had some of the cannolis, too. I enjoy those as well.
You know, did you have some of the cannolis, too? Oh, my God. I had some of the cannolis. They were delicious. Although, no, we had like a Bavarian...
Yeah, like an eclair.
It was like an eclair.
Right.
They have everything. Desserts. They have all kinds of shit. Explain, I guess, if you want us to ask Wease, this old Calcutta. So you want to know about his Schmidt. Why we can't just ask him about his dick.
I know. Well, we have to dance around his dick. All right, if we got to dance around the dance around the question.
Old Calcutta pick.
Right.
I gotcha. All right. The eclair was so good I ate it in the car. Yeah, see, there's the problem. All right, see, when
a car.
Baby Hands has a hollow leg. I always call it a third leg, but she reminds me that's a penis.
So she had the fat guy scenario where you look at it, you can't help yourself. Like our friend Jimmy, who sees the new burger on TV, like the nacho cheese one at Wendy's, and he went and got it already, I'm sure.
A Radio Hall of Famer. About to join the program. I am excited. I'm a little bit nervous. I'd be curious to see if he thinks we should have been fired. Brother Wease is going to be joining us with Doreen.
That's a death sentence.
You know what, though?
He doesn't believe that.
Maybe he does. Come on. You don't think so?
Well, you know.
Maybe there's a... maybe
if he believes that, then we're going down a bad road on this podcast.
Well, listen, and again, I'm curious because I would like to actually ask... Look at this. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Brother Wease. Brother Wease.
Well, we go in the other room.
Hello, Brother Wease.
Hi, this is Doreen. He was going to call the other number. Is that what you want him to do?
No, you guys are there. This is it. We don't have a lot of money, so this is as cheap a setup as we could possibly get, Doreen. So if you guys could just chat here, that'd be fine.
Oh. That's what I said on the same phone, right?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah, we're poor, Doreen. We have just one little box here.
No. He assumed.
I said two phones.
No, they want one phone. He said they're poor, but they don't. I don't know. We're gonna try.
Yeah, if you put it on speaker, we'll speak up or you know.
Okay. Can you hear them?
Okay,
okay, we'll try and then we'll see.
Okay.
Not going to be good, but.
Okay, Wease, can you hear us, my friend?
I hear it on my own phone, honey, so it goes in my ear.
But then I won't hear it.
So I can't do this. I can't hear them. It'll sound like shit.
Okay, wait. Are you guys live right now?
We are currently. Yeah. All right, we're on a delay. I can drop that. So
I can't hear it, but we don't put it in my ear.
Okay, well
I can't hear that.
Would it be like you want to try it on the computer instead?
Is it worse?
I feel bad because they're on live right now.
Well, what do you want from me? I can't hear. You want to tell me what they want to know?
No. Do we? What? I don't know what to do because
So there's a couple of things.
You could just do him if you want.
Yeah. If you don't, because Pete, it's okay. Yeah, and then I get that. That would be good if you don't mind.
That's a little. If you have a question for me, he can ask me. No, call this number.
No, I'm calling. What's the difference?
You're on now. So if you could give them whatever or call that number, whatever, we're here, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. He's calling.
I'm calling.
Okay, all right. So this is gonna be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. All right, brother. All right, here he goes.
I already like how this.
I like how this is going. Oh shit. Okay, I think we have him here, Brother Wease. Hello.
Call failed.
Call found. Okay. This is.
He's calling.
Okay. Wait a minute.
All right.
Oh boy. All right, hang on.
I think maybe we had to hang up on the other one, or he's trying on this one. Here we go. Here we go.
For the love of goodness. Wease, are you there?
I am here, and you've got an old, hearing-impaired motherfucker on the show.
That's okay.
And there's no other hearing-impaired motherfucker we'd rather have on this show than you, okay?
Well, I'm very happy to be the best hearing-impaired motherfucker.
Right.
Well, you know what? The best hearing-impaired motherfucker who's sleeping in. I mean, are you liking your new time slot? How you feeling, man? I know you're working with Doreen. I mean, do you like it?
Sorry to interrupt. This is Sue from DiPisa Subs. Thanks for watching the podcast, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Make sure you stop on in and try our breakfast and lunch offered all day, 8 to 3, Monday through Friday. We at DiPisa Subs are honored to be partnered with Rizzo and Jeff to bring you Brother Wease. Brought to you by DiPisa Subs.
I take the bed out all morning. I get to make food. It's beautiful, 9 to noon. I love it.
Now, let me ask you. At first, when the situation was brought to you, did you like it at first, or were you kind of like, against it, or did you have to think about it? When it was first brought to you, what did you feel about it?
Thanks for downloading the podcast featuring Brother Wease, brought to you by DiPisa Subs. Starting October 1st, here at DiPisa Subs, we're bringing back our Sub of the Month card. If you buy 11, you get the 12th free. It pays to eat at DiPisa Subs.
Well, here's the truth to the story, Bill. Kevin Regret, you know Kevin, right?
Yeah, in L.A.
Yeah. Kevin told me 2 years ago that mornings weren't what they once were. Don't forget the pandemic, people working from home, a million other things. So not as many people in the car as used to be during morning drive. And he has had good success with morning shows and early in the morning. I wanted to do it for a long time. So I'm in heaven now.
Well, and Rush Limbaugh, one of the most successful people who ever did this, worked from 9 to noon. I mean, you're right. The listening patterns have changed. I'm sure you know a lot of your listens come from the podcast or on the iHeartRadio app, right? So I don't think that time matters because we're kind of stuck in that too. We're like, well, we want to do a morning show. We want to do an afternoon show. But it really doesn't matter.
Well, you got the podcast. Everybody's doing podcasts. There's some podcasts way more successful than radio shows. And you guys got something going. And, when you got let go, really crushed me and everybody I knew really thought you guys were doing a phenomenal job. You worked harder than anybody I've ever seen. You're out in the community, you're doing everything right, but management isn't too big of a rush for a return. They don't get it.
Well, and I guess I'm glad that you brought that up. And as people, they have some questions, I will ask, they asked about, like, pictures and stuff that Doreen took of you. When we got let go, we were surprised, right? Because we had won that Influencer of the Year thing. And, it wasn't personal, I guess, from what we were told. It was a budget thing. But it still kind of hurt. And I'm I'm taking it personally. And one of the reasons I wanted to have you on is because you have been in this business a long time. And I feel like maybe you could give me some advice about that because I'm pissed off. It's like I couldn't have worked harder. I was trying to do the best I can. How do I not take this personally?
Hey, this is Sal.
And I'm Sue. We're the owners of DiPisa Subs. We're happy to bring you Brother Wease on the Rizzo and Jeff Show.
Brought to you by DiPisa Subs, 196 Court Street.
Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 3.
Don't forget, we are bringing back the Sub of the Month sub card starting in October.
Now enjoy Brother Wease on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Brought to you by DiPisa Subs.
Open every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 3 on Facebook at DiPisa Subs.
Bro.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, bro, there's nothing I can do for you. Of course you should take it personal. But unfortunately, right now, the whole business is in disarray. I want to tell you that an old partner of mine, who I won't mention his name right here, people who know my show will know who I'm talking about. But an old partner of mine who is currently number one in the morning in Seattle, Washington, they just ended his contract at December 31st. He's done. And he's crushed. He can't believe it. And that's what's happening. And all the other guys I know, all my other friends, in morning radio across the country.
This is Sal, part owner of the DiPisa Subs. Thank you for listening.
Make sure to stop on in and see us at 196 Court Street for Rochester's best and most authentic Italian subs. Don't forget that we have a new sub of the day every day. Meatball Monday, Taco Tuesday, Western Wednesday, Turkey Thursday, and Frenchy Friday. Only at DiPisa's Old World Submarines.
They're taking big cuts in pay. It's a tough time in radio right now. So we're doing our best. I can only do as good a show as I can do and take whatever shit comes my way.
Do you think that, the business, I know this is, because we went to morning show boot camp, right? So we saw Brad Hart and we saw Kevin. I mean, people are always like, oh, the business, it'll recover. Do you believe it? I mean, you've been doing it for 40, 50 years. You've seen it. Do you believe it?
I can't give you the answer to keep my job.
Right, okay. You don't want to be us. Okay, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
My contract, I have 15 months to go for retirement. Wherever the fuck you guys are, 15 months from now, I'll tell you my whole story. Right now, I have to protect. I have kids in college. I got to make a buck, Joe.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you the truth.
Now, is that a solid 15 months? Is that like in 15 months that's sayonara, or will there be a chance that you might continue on?
Sorry to interrupt. This is Sue from DiPisa Subs. Thanks for watching the podcast, The Rizzo and Jeff Show. Make sure you stop on in and try our breakfast and lunch offered all day, 8 to 3, Monday through Friday. We at DiPisa Subs are honored to be partnered with Rizzo and Jeff to bring you Brother Wease. Brought to you by DiPisa Subs.
No, this is it. In December, at the end of December this year, they're going to start working on, this is what they say anyway, some kind of retirement shit for me.
I would think that they would do like a career retrospective, I would think.
I don't know, but I don't know if some of that stuff from back in the day could they over now.
Right? Could they even play it with the way that everybody's get their asses so tight now?
Well, there's tape all around of shit from back in the day that was. I mean, I had Adam Sandler in studio. Everybody I could think of. Sam, of course. Sam Kinison was my number one man. He would stay on my show for a week at a time. Bunches of others. So we've had some really big shows from way back, though. Who knows if we'll dig them up.
Do you have one good Sam Kinison story? Because I am sure that there's probably a handful. Some you can say, some you cannot. Is there one good one that just kind of stands out to you when it comes to Sam?
Well, I don't know.
Thanks for downloading the podcast featuring Brother Wease, brought to you by DiPisa Subs. Starting October 1st, here at DiPisa Subs, we're bringing back our Sub of the Month card. If you buy 11, you get the 12th free. It pays to eat at DiPisa Subs.
I mean, for folks that don't know Sam Kinison, to me, he was the funniest guy going. And he would come on my show when he was touring, and he was playing Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse in auditoriums. He would stay on my show, this is a long time ago, for the whole week. And when he was doing the Buffalo show, he would do his interview in the Buffalo radio from my studio. And then he would do the same thing in Syracuse. So it really elevated my stature. This is a long time ago. And, I spent time with Sam in clubs and concert halls. Sam, a lot of drugs, a lot of everything, a lot of whores. I can't tell you anything in particular,
right.
But it's funny because today on the radio, there's a story about Keith Richards quitting everything. all cocked everything, drinking, drugs, quitting everything. And I happened to bring up Sam Kinison would call him a quitter. That's what he called people who went to rehab. He was making jokes.
Well,
he was fucked up.
I tell you, my mom fucking loved him. He was obviously a little bit before my time. Yeah. He died in, 1993?
Yeah. But if you're Keith Richards, you've gone this far. I mean, Christ. You might as well just keep rolling. What's the point now? You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny. That's what I believe. But I'm old enough, too. Keith Richards is much older than me. But when you get old, bro, which I hope you guys get to, you start getting paranoid. And I'm sure Keith Richards was paranoid into quitting everything to stay alive. Why else would he do it?
Now, let me ask you something, because when we posted that you were coming on, we've been very excited. You know how, and I actually texted your show the other day because somebody was saying some ignorant shit about Doreen, which I think she's doing a great job. You get the ignorant people. So people were texting political shit to us. Why do you think people have such a bug up their ass about politics? Whether you're liberal or conservative, why is that so friggin' important? I had to delete all these comments. Who gives a shit? Yeah. You know what I mean? Why? What do you think the deal is?
I'll tell you what the deal is. It's going to be ugly. It will draw more hate from people on the right. But back in the day, nobody gave a shit about politics. Nobody ever gave a crap about politics. Of course, a minority did, but nothing like today. And with the end, when Ronald Reagan stopped the equal shit about if you have this opinion on the radio or TV, you have to have the opposite opinion. And he ended that. And he ended that with the advent of Fox News, Rush Limbaugh, those guys, especially Rush. Rush knew how to talk to people that never listened to politics. And he made up the libtards and, all that terrible shit. And now, you've got a country divided. And it's never coming back, bro.
So you don't think
impossible.
You don't think it can come back? Because I guess somebody my age, I look at it, right, and I go, all right, this Trump shit's going to be over, this Biden shit's going to be over eventually.
I don't know. I don't know if the Trump stuff's going anywhere. It doesn't seem like it.
In general, do you think people are going to go back to regular? This is ridiculous.
Sorry to interrupt. This is Sue from DiPisa Subs. Thanks for watching the podcast, The Rizzo and Jeff Show. Make sure you stop on in and try our breakfast and lunch offered all day, 8 to 3, Monday through Friday. We at DiPisa Subs are honored to be partnered with Rizzo and Jeff to bring you Brother Wease. Brought to you by...
It's never going back, though, because, listen, as you can see, there's a hate for Joe Biden, who's nothing. No matter who wins the next presidency, personally, as a liberal, I think if it's a Republican, any Republican that's not Donald Trump, I don't give a shit. I remember when Trump was on that stage during the primaries, acting the fool. I would accept any other president on that Republican stage and never be bothered. I wasn't bothered by Bush, but I believe that if a Democrat, whatever Democrat might win, that person will get the same hate. And that's not a guess. I guarantee it 1,000,000%. Now, I don't think it's the same thing for Republicans.
Do you think, and I'm going to kind of relate this kind of to radio, do you think Joe Biden and Donald Trump are too old? Do you think there should be a cutoff age for, running the country, right? As you get towards the end of your career, you said you had 15 months to go. We're talking to Brother Wease, if you're just tuning in, the legendary Radio Hall of Famer. I mean, do you think there should be an age, if you're, 70 or 75 or 80? Biden will be 82. Trump would be what, 76, 77?
Yeah, close to 80.
78. Yeah. He'll be 78, I believe, or 77.
Right.
And I do believe that even though, the people that hate Biden I mean, he rides a bicycle. He tries to work out, but they're both too fucking old.
Yeah.
Both of them. Get some new blood. Get some new blood in there that can relate to more people.
It's funny you say that because I think that, and I'll say this, and you may or may not be able to respond, but the one thing that I noticed about this town was when we came here, obviously we were very different. You've been here forever. This is kind of a Wease town kind of thing, and we were not going to try to copy what you were doing. We were just going to try to do our own thing, and it seemed to piss people off. And I noticed that people hate change in this town. On the radio, do you think that, perhaps we were too much for this town when we were there? Because I run through my head, bro, every day. What could I have done differently? Could I have done more Facebook? Could Jeff have done work? Could we have gotten more guests? You know what I mean? Were we doomed, do you think, from your professional opinion? Were we doomed from the get-go because of how different we are?
First of all, I want to answer the question. People hate change everywhere, not just Rochester, New York. People definitely don't like change.
Hey, this is Sal.
And I'm Sue. We're the owners of DiPisa Subs. We're happy to bring you Brother Wease on the Rizzo and Jeff Show.
Brought to you by DiPisa Subs, 196 Court Street.
Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 3.
Don't forget, we are bringing back the Sub of the Month sub card, starting in October.
Now enjoy Brother Wease on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Brought to you by DiPisa Subs.
Open every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 3, on Facebook at DiPisa Subs.
Second of all, you poor motherfuckers feeling this in your head. You did everything, bro. And everybody that I know, as I mentioned when I came on, we used to say, and I'm talking about other radio people. We used to go, would you look at these dudes? They work day and night. They connect themselves to the city more than anybody else that lives here. You did everything, bro. You were an unfortunate result of a bad timing. Yeah, I thought, well, I'm not kissing your ass.
No.
You can ask anybody that knows me. This is real. You did. Don't even start thinking that it's a Rochester thing. It's a radio thing. And you did. There's nothing else. I can't think of anything else you could have done. But let me tell you this. Wait a minute. I didn't mention that when I come in the mornings back then, the first thing before I go on the air, I get to see the text line. People love you motherfuckers. I used to read those texts every day. People loved you. You saw the text, right?
Yeah. I wonder if anyone else did, that wrote the paychecks, but, I guess it doesn't matter now.
So let me ask you, what's it like? Is it different now working with Doreen every day? Do you find it easy? Do you find it that sometimes you get frustrated? Do is it easy just coming in and just kind of doing that every day and working with her? Is it a change? How's it been?
Well, the 9 o'clock thing I love like crazy. As far as Doreen is concerned, she used to be a guest for a million years, and she was always great. But right now she's a little uptight and nervous, and I'm not too nice to her. But it'll end up being, I love having her on, and she'll get better every day. That's all I can say. What else can I say?
I'll tell you what I can say. She is doing a hell of a job teasing. I'm serious. Yeah. She's doing a hell of a job teasing. I will say, I was like, damn, she's teasing great. Blah, 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 coming up after the break. I'm like, wow, Wease must be over there helping out.
Yeah, and I think there was one story last week that she sold it pretty well about being, on an airplane and then you going into the bathroom and being there for an extended period of time. Then I think you said something to the effect of, you were shimmy shamming the schmoop or whatever it might have been in there for a little bit of time. And I was cracking up driving, and it was just those kind of, I think, stories between you and her, because there's just so many of them, I'm sure. It was hilarious, but I wanted to point that one out because that was so funny, and the way she told it was great.
Well, I'm really looking forward to weeks and weeks down the line. But she's getting better every day, and I love having her, and she helps me in everything else I do. So, to me, it's a great thing.
Well, and I recently found my better half, and I can tell you, it makes life a lot easier. A lot of people are asking this question because obviously, you are a known and admitted liberal. Bob Lonsberry's a noted conservative. You guys come on right after each other. Sometimes you can hear tension. I mean, is that weird for you guys? Do you guys, because I never was there when you were there. We always missed each other, obviously, because of our time. Is that kind of awkward a little bit, or because he's very political,
or is it more awkward for Deanna than it is for you?
Yeah.
Well, it's it's a little bit awkward, but it's Jeremy, Newman, and Lonsberry. They're both conservatives. They're big gun guys. These are all things I'm not.
This is Sal, part owner of DiPisa Subs. Thank you for listening.
Make sure to stop on in and see us at 196 Court Street for Rochester's best and most authentic Italian subs. Don't forget that we have a new sub of the day every day. Meatball Monday, Taco Tuesday, Western Wednesday, Turkey Thursday, and Frenchy Friday. Only at DiPisa's Old World Submarines.
Right.
So yesterday I brought up a column that he wrote about drag queens, and we debated a little bit. But I don't want to, if I ever get into politics with him, I'm a loser. And that's because when I'm done saying my shit and I have to say goodbye, the phones open up to all his people and they can't hear liberal shit. They can't hear it. They hate it, no matter right or wrong. So I try to stay away.
Stay away from the politics.
Yep.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is actually an easy. We've just seen people he worked with get let go from his show. Opie, Marianne, BJ, other people. Where do you see our future? Because I'm going to tell you the truth. This is where we're at right now. Every day, we're working with an agent, but we also have other things that we're trying to work out. We're thinking, do we put our show somewhere and then syndicate it out? Do we go to another station? And it's hard. And you would think that it would be easy to find a job, and it's not. And it's really starting to weigh on me. So do you see a future for people like us, where we could be somebody like you, be somewhere 25, 30 years? Or do you not think that's possible anymore?
On the radio, I'm waiting for. Still can't get a job. I don't want to mention a few other people that you've heard of that are doing podcasts now. Can't get a job.
Right.
I don't know what's going on in radio. Have you gotten any nibbles?
Yeah. You know what it is? I'll give you an example. I think this is known. Let's just say there's a rock show open in the nation's capital where the total budget is $70,000 total. And this is.
So, but is it available for you guys?
What I mean is, it's available for $70,000 total. In market 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys can't live on $35,000 in Washington D.C.
Right. That's just another example.
God.
There's another company that in Houston that's looking for a morning show, and they're at like $44 apiece in Houston.
Well, I personally, listen, let me just say to you fellas, Rizzo and Jeff, if this is what you love, and this is what you want to do, you should take that Houston job and try to grow it. You're lucky you're getting offers. My friends aren't getting any.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to say there is something that we're working on where we would go somewhere smaller but build out syndication kind of thing, and we're deciding on if that's the way to go or if we should go with an iHeart, a Hubbard, a company like that. And, not that I'm just giving you examples of what some salaries are, in this business, and maybe why some of your friends and people aren't getting jobs, because the salaries aren't there. And I'm wondering if it's best for us to just kind of build something like we're doing. I mean, we're paying our bills doing this. DiPisa Subs is sponsoring this video. Like, that's how we make money now.
Well, listen, I don't know. If you're legitimately paying your bills with this podcast, try to keep going. I think you guys are very talented. Very, very, very talented. And if there's any way, something I'm ignorant of, to grow that podcast, there's a very few numbers, but these guys making this big money on podcasts.
Yeah,
and you got.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
No, okay, sorry. No, I was just saying that, we're working to, do this. But, I mean, listen, I couldn't, just live on this. I mean, we're getting by. We're paying our bills, but it's not like a salary. I feel like that, and this is what I'm scared of, that we will not have the luxury of the career that you did. And what do I mean by that? I mean finding a place to be for, many years. We thought we could do that here.
Yeah. But, look, I just think that, I don't want to have a counseling session.
No,
Brother
Wease. It's bullshit.
No, I know. But,
Hey, listen, I got to get ready to go, but let me say this. You mentioned the smaller market. You didn't say what it was. If that smaller market is a place that you'll be able to afford to live in, that sounds like a great way to go, because that's the place where you have the biggest chance to keep going, like you're wondering about for a long time.
Now, before you go, all right, now you're down there, you're in Miami, all right, now we know this is a big game. Miami just put 70 down on Denver, right? Okay. Now the Bills are favored now. What are you feeling there? You're down there. What are people feeling there? And should anybody up here just be a little bit nervous, because they seem like the Bills seem a little confident, but this team just put 70 on the Broncos. So what do you think? What are Miami people feeling down there, and what are you feeling about the game this weekend?
Well, Miami, down here, they all think they're going to the Super Bowl already. And to be honest with you, with the speed and the talent, they have two running backs that each scored 4 touchdowns last week. 2 running backs. Their speed, what I don't get is how Buffalo's a favorite. I know they're home, and you get 3 points for being home. And right now they're 2 or 2.5 point favorites. I'm hoping for a good game, but that Miami is scary. They're a juggernaut, as you saw. Denver's terrible, so we don't know.
Yeah, not
Washington beat Denver.
Yeah.
They're still an NFL team, Well, no, I said there's still an NFL team, but listen, I know you got to go. We appreciate you coming on. I just want to ask you. You coined schmoop. Do you think that our show? Do you think that maybe management got a little upset because I would sing all the time and talk about schmoops and stuff like that? You think the dick chat was what got us in the end? A lot of people think that the schmoop chat and our chat about the JCC and all that. And I said, you're the one who brought up the schmoops first. We stole that from you.
Sorry to interrupt. This is Sue from DiPisa Subs. Thanks for watching the podcast, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Make sure you stop on in and try our breakfast and lunch offered all day, 8 to 3, Monday through Friday. We at DiPisa Subs are honored to be partnered with Rizzo and Jeff to bring you Brother Wease. Brought to you by DiPisa Subs.
Bro, nothing you said and everything you do is getting let go. You know why you were let go? They don't have any patience for numbers. There's not numbers. That's and it's a tough fucking gig to get, the whole methodology is. I remember at the very beginning of my career, you might get a kick out of this. At the very beginning of my morning show career, a TV station came and interviewed me when ratings were coming out. And I told them, because I know the methodology, that I always have a nightmare of getting a zero. There's nobody that they choose to give those books to. What's my show? And I got to tell you, one of my competition shows in a trend did get a zero once. You know, it's a crapshoot.
Right. And it's not like zero people listen.
What?
It's not like zero people are actually listening. It's a crock of shit. You know what I mean? It's flawed.
Well, of course it isn't like that at all. It's the methodology of our radio, me and you, was ratings books. They would send out Arbitron books. And they don't send out a zillion. They send out a finite number of set. So, you know, I used to have a nightmare that no one I sent them to liked me. I know my best buddy who's got a morning show in Miami, actually, got a zero once in a month. My boss told me about that.
Ouch.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
so,
you know, listen, it was an honor to have you on. It was high praise, and you know, we're gonna keep going, man. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
It's just, you know,
not that you would.
Not that you would worry, but it was an honor to have you on, and we just kind of wanted to just.
Well, forget that bullshit. But get some tequila. Smoke a joint, do something to I feel bad that you guys are in a funk, and I know it's bad, but I don't know what to tell you. I feel terrible for you.
No, don't feel bad for us. Don't worry about it.
Listen,
we'll be all right.
We'll be all right. We'll be all right, and we appreciate it. And
hey, listen.
Go ahead.
I just want to give you my parting words. Take that money gig in the small market.
Okay. And do you think we should build it out, syndicate it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you got to give it time, though. You know, if you're there and you make a good number, I don't mean the number. I'm just talking about a good show, and anything can happen.
Amen.
That's your best shot. That's your best shot in my mind.
It's a shame that it's gotten that way. It's not going to be the same. There won't be a lot of Brother Weases in the future, unfortunately, because of the way the technology is going. But Radio Hall of Famer Brother Wease, thank you for giving us any time. I didn't think you were going to actually come on, so thank you.
Take care, guys.
Hey, take it easy. Thank you. Listen, I'll say this. There was some breaking news.
There was.
That I would like to announce. But first, I want to shout out our show sponsor here.
Thanks for watching the podcast, The Rizzo and Jeff Show, brought to you by DiPisa Subs. We're very excited to bring you Brother Wease. Make sure you stop on in and try our breakfast and lunch offered all day, 8 to 3, Monday through Friday. Here at DiPisa Subs at 196 Court Street, we bake our bread fresh every day. We've got plain Italian, sesame Italian, and Italian herbs. Thank you so much for watching the live broadcast of The Rizzo and Jeff Show featuring Brother Wease. Brought to you by DiPisa Subs, 196 Court Street. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 3. Download the podcast, and thanks for watching.
So as we wrap this up, some breaking news. And again, DiPisa Subs, awesome. They also sponsor the podcast. There's a link here.
DiPisa's got the exclusive.
DiPisa's got the exclusive Brother Wease. And there was some breaking news from there, and I do want to say this. This was the first time Brother Wease has announced that he was going to retire and when he was going to walk away.
Yeah.
He has never said that before.
Yeah.
He said it here. At 33 minutes and 30 seconds in. So download the podcast and support our friends at DiPisa Subs. But he's walking away. Brother Wease is walking away in 15 months.
15 months. 15 months, and he's going to get the grand goodbye, which is the way that
it should be.
It should go. It should happen that way. And that was some breaking news to have on the program for sure.
Do you know what scares me, though? And again, that is no bullshit. Look at that. And he has never announced it. Brother Wease is done next year. So that was cool. 2. He doesn't seem to have a lot of hope for the fucking business. I got to be honest with you. For those who were tuning in, I was giving him examples of jobs that I know of. Not, you know.
Well, you got to understand. You're asking a 76-year-old man who is basically checked out of everything and doesn't know the inner workings of it all for advice of now in the business. He doesn't have it for you.
I mean, I don't know if he thinks I meant where's the $300,000 a year gigs. I'm just talking about, you know, he seems like, and you know, he was very complimentary of us. I don't know if it was he didn't, because he seems to understand a lot of shit. He wasn't too keen on the 9 thing first, but now that he's like, look, radio's changed. It's a pandemic. Yeah. I don't really give a shit.
Well, yeah, I don't think he had a lot of answers. I think when you get to a certain point, you're just on cruise control for sure, and I think that's kind of where he's at. I think that he, you know, I'm sure there's things that he concerns himself with, but, you know, where things are going, he knows where his future's headed in 15 months, right to Florida. You know?
But he's gotten that up, you know, and listen, I don't know. I mean, I know that we'll be fine, but I was just curious to hear, because he even said, like, dude, you know, everyone talked about you guys, and you would think that, you know, from his perspective to hear that, I don't know.
I think he basically told you, hey, here's the deal. You were a budget cut. They're not getting rid of me. I have all the advertisers.
Right.
John has the advertisers.
Right.
You guys are new. In an unfortunate situation, when there's budget cuts, it was just bad timing. He gave you the answer. He gave it to you initially.
He did, and I mean, he was honest about it. I will say that for him to say that he's, and again,
you did sound really down and heartbroken. If I was him on the other end, I'd be like, this poor son of a bitch. It's his days. It's the end.
Well, you know what? I was trying to get us a little. Maybe he makes a call to Kevin Legret, his buddy that he always talks about, right?
And says, hire these depressed Dannies.
And says, hire these sad motherfuckers. Right? I mean, he said that he knows a lot of people whose contracts are coming up and they're not being renewed. It's over. For him?
No, look, I just think that...
not many people... I just wanted to know if anyone could get to what he's doing, meaning you find a place, you stay there for your career, you're a fucking legend, it's over.
Well, I think that's why he told you, you know, with the smaller market thing, that you could take it. But if you think that you're going to the big markets and you're going to be there for 30 years and make $500,000, that's not the path anymore in this business, and that's the problem. Because none of those jobs are paying what they used to pay back then. You know, so you're not going to go there to those places and do that. And, you know, it's this grandiose idea of what it used to be. That's called living in the past, thinking that this business still pays it.
Yeah, I guess so. And again, this podcast, you if you are just tuning in or whatever, you came in the middle, you have to hear it. Brother Wease shared a lot of crazy shit, a lot of information. He was really honest. Also, as he got into the politics thing.
Yeah,
you know,
which I don't blame him. And it's what we kept trying to say that we desperately wanted to avoid because it's a no-win situation for everybody involved. So the listener that's calling us, because they're going to get mad if we say a certain thing in a certain way, and it's so divided that it's just so impossible to have a legit conversation.
And I asked him about Bob Lonsberry. And if it was awkward for him, and you mentioned, or more for Deanna, and it was interesting what he said. But I want to real quick.
Hey, this is Sue, part owner of DiPisa Subs. Here at DiPisa, everything is fresh. You can find our daily specials and monthly specials on our Facebook page, DiPisa Subs. You can find us at 196 Court Street inside the parking garage. Check us out on our Facebook, DiPisa Subs.
DiPisa Subs right there on Court Street. Sponsored that exclusively and the podcast. Delicious. Absolutely awesome. You know, he maybe it's just me, but I guess I leave that. I wanted to leave it more hopeful, and it's like he brought up the politics. He says he doesn't think the Trump versus Biden shit's ever going to get better. He says, yeah, it's awkward because Bob Lonsberry and Jeremy Newman are conservatives and they don't listen to his point of view. It's not as awkward for Deanna, meaning was it more awkward for someone who's on the left or the right to with those two in the middle?
See, I'm somebody, how I operate, and times might get tough, but if you don't want me, I don't want you. And I have already closed it. That chapter of my life is gone in my mind with those folks there. And that's just it for me. And I don't think about it. I really don't. I don't think about it. I don't fret over it. I don't concern myself with why I was let go, when I was let go, who liked me, who disliked me. Because there's no way I'll move on in life to the next thing if that's all I'm worrying about constantly.
No, you're right, but I was curious as to
I don't care if they liked me, disliked me, wanted me dead. There was the sales guy that like I said on the other podcast, if he had a chance to wipe us out with his car in the parking garage, and for no reason whatsoever.
Because we replaced whatever, which wasn't us. Yeah. It wasn't our call.
Right.
Right, and but you're right. I mean, so it's yin and yang. I don't know, man.
Timing is everything. It's not that people dislike us, don't want us.
No,
we get calls, weekly of things and talk about jobs and stuff. It's just a matter of when they play out. And and you count the cash all the way down to the end,
and we're grateful that we have a loyal following and people. I mean, 3,000 people will download this podcast. It just I watch the podcast. It's crazy. I mean, by the end of this, a couple thousand people will have watched it, and I mean that's cool. And we'll hear about the DiPisa subs, and that's how we try to get through, but to have somebody like that, and this is, I guess maybe this didn't stick with you, he doesn't think the political, we don't get political, but I figured that once this Trump-Biden shit, once it's over, it'll get over, and he doesn't think it's going to be over.
I don't think so. I don't think it'll be over, and once they both go away, I think that people are just so politically divided now at this point that it doesn't really matter who it is. But the problem is then you have, people like DeSantis who are out there loud with their way different opinions, and then somebody over here on this side, the fighting. We're days away from a possible government shutdown if they can't figure it out. It's just like a world of craziness right now at the moment, and it might never change.
And I hope it does. Well, you know what? Maybe not, because then that makes us more valuable because we were in a skit. We forgot to bring up the fucking dog.
We did.
We forgot to bring. Did you tell Wease what 95.1 offered you? I mean, he didn't know how much money we made or what we made. I should say that's private.
You don't have those conversations.
We don't have those conversations. Yeah. But I guess it's, if you look at it, it's trying to get by on a shoestring budget. But this was new breaking news. Brother Wease announced his retirement.
Yeah.
On this show. I'm fucking stunned.
Well, we didn't get the chance to get to the question about how President Joe Biden's dog has bit the 11th person.
No, Rob, no.
The 11th person in the White House. His dog is named Commander, and his dog has bit an 11th person. So 11 times.
And how long has this old man been president?
3 years now.
And he's right. And listen, this is somebody who is, and this is not an insult, around the age of Trump and Biden. He's a little younger. I think he's 76, but still. And let's be honest, he thinks there needs to be an age cutoff for that. I got to be honest. I kind of agree.
Yeah,
I kind of agree.
I think it takes a lot of energy and just a lot of sharpness in your mind, and whether you like it or not, as you get older, you're just not as sharp. It kind of is what it is. So, just being there and being ready to go. You got to get tired in your 80s. You have to, don't you? I don't need a photo op of him riding a bike to prove that. Guess what? You put me in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. In beautiful weather in the summertime, I'll ride a bike.
Do you believe, because we did talk to Brother Wease, and you can rewind this video, and also make sure you stop, if you haven't, you're driving in town, stop into DiPisa subs. Let me tell you, we're two boys from Philly, and I am very picky about my sandwich. I'm very picky. very picky about my sandwich, and they are by far the best I've had in town. No bullshit.
Yeah, if Philly's known for anything, if it's known for anything, it's our town is known for their sandwiches. We know the best sandwiches, and you take a taste of those puppies. Good stuff.
The next time we'll be at the Pizzas, not 100% sure. Probably, I know that Baby Hands wants to go this week. They're Monday through Friday, 8 to 3. So if not this week, definitely next week. Why? Do you want to meet us over and buy us a sub over there, Rob?
Yeah. Great.
That would be great. Now, there's a couple ways that people have wanted to end this, and I'll leave it up to you guys, okay? And again, I guess just what was your overall, before I give you the options on how to end this, what was your overall feeling about how that went? And again, brought to you by our friends at DiPisa Subs. Thank you, Sal, for, bringing that to you guys.
Yeah, I think it went fine with Wease. I think we asked some of the questions. Some he could answer, some he could not.
Yep.
I think that he feels bad for us, would like us to get back to work, knows we worked hard. I didn't want him to have to compliment us 90,000
No.
That always makes me a little bit uncomfortable when he does that.
I wasn't expecting it, honestly.
And asking him about Doreen, like I told you, and I had said to you, I said, man, I can hear it, that he gets a little frustrated with her. Remember I said that to you, like on the show, and then he said it, and that's why I asked, like, what's it like? And he's like, sometimes I'm a little mean with her, and things of that nature. So that was interesting. And
do you think it's because they're married? Because again, she's not bad on. I've heard people that worse on the air that are quote unquote professionals.
What it is, popping in one day and saying a few things, but being the co-host every day changes kind of everything, okay?
It changes, absolutely. So I'm going to give you the options here, all right? And maybe if you guys want to send, stars or whatnot, how do we end this? Do we end this with Mr. Knickerbocker, or do we, do we end this with Knickerbocker, or do we end this with a montage? I'm going to leave it up to you. And thank you. I think it was a good show as well.
By the way, if I see one more commercial for the new Frasier show, I'm going to friggin' lose it. Okay? Those commercials teasing Frasier.
You know what's
real? I can't take it. He looks like grim death. Okay? All right. You ever seen the movie Philadelphia?
Yeah. Are you saying he looks like he's got AIDS?
That's it. All right.
All right. I'll tell you what. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it this way. We're gonna end it by saying thank you to because we're having some technical stuff here. So we're gonna end it with saying thank you to our friends at DiPisa, and I'm gonna end it, with something that I know that you're gonna love. And this is it. So, again, one more time, DiPisa Subs, definitely check them out.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Sorry for the technological issues here. At least there wasn't any with Wease.
I know. It worked out perfectly there. Well, in the beginning, Wease coming on. But.
In the beginning, but I think we got it figured out. So, here it is. Let's see if I can just get this for you.
Hey, Mr. Knickerbocker, boppity-bop. I like it the way that you boppity-bop. I like it the way that you boppity-bop with your hands.
Oh, very good.
All right. How do you feel here? We have Brother Wease on, a Hall of Famer,
and DiPisa now cancels their partnership with the Rizzo and Jeff show.
All right. Well, at least we had them for a show. Thank you.
This is Sal, part owner of DiPisa Subs. Thank you for listening.
Make sure to stop on in and see us at 196 Court Street for Rochester's best and most authentic Italian subs. Don't forget that we have a new sub of the day every day. Meatball Monday, Taco Tuesday, Western Wednesday, Turkey Thursday, and Frenchy Friday. Whether you want a sub of the day, a sub of the month, a sub made your way, DiPisa's is the place to go to. 196 Court Street, inside the parking garage. Only at DiPisa's Old World Submarines.